Liberty Bell. Trump furious with what disrespectful UCLA players did to him. 24 HRS after he freed them from China. President Trump proved yet again that he is not the racist that the mainstream media attempts to paint him as. Before leaving Asia, Trump made sure to secure the release of 3 entitled UCLA basketball players who were being held on house arrest after being caught shoplifting in communist China. These sticky-fingered bandits evidently thought that stealing in a foreign country was a common thing to do and proceeded to take from various shops before they were caught. The players were held in their room for a week before President Trump was able to hammer out a deal with President Xi of China. Soon afterward, the college athletes were quickly released and were free to head home and leave their troubles behind them. When the players were back in the United States, they quickly thanked their friends, families, and President Trump for sticking beside them through their terrible ordeal. However, in their apology, they forgot to mention someone rather significant which has angered President Trump, and he made sure to call these players out on their substantial faux pas. First things first, who in their right mind would think it would be alright to shoplift anything in communist China? This is communist China, for crying out loud. At any rate, LiAngelo Ball, Jalen Hill, and Cody Riley are all over in Asia. But instead of taking in the sights and being good ambassadors of the United States, they decide to steal. Thankfully, President Trump was able to work out a deal with President Xi and have the young men released promptly. The players thanked President Trump and the American government for quickly ensuring their freedom, but failed to thank President Xi. President Trump put on his coach's hat Thursday and offered some words of advice to the 3 UCLA basketball players he helped free from China, while also saying "You're welcome" after they thanked him a day earlier. To the 3 UCLA basketball players I say, "You're welcome. Go out and give a big thank you to President Xi Jinping of China who made your release possible, and have a great life." Trump tweeted early Thursday. Be careful, there are many pitfalls on the long and winding road of life. Trump's tweet comes after the 3 college athletes held a press conference on Wednesday, where they thanked the president and the U.S. government. The 3 players had been arrested after being accused of stealing designer sunglasses from a Louis Vuitton store next to the team's hotel in Hangzhou, but Trump helped get them back to the U.S. "I would like to thank President Trump and the United States government for the help that they've provided as well," LiAngelo Ball said on Wednesday. To President Trump and the United States government, "Thank you for taking the time to intervene on our behalf," another player, Cody Riley, said. "We really appreciate you helping us out. Thank you to the United States government and President Trump for your efforts to bring us home," the third player, Jalen Hill, said. But prior to their Wednesday afternoon press conference, Trump had questioned where their gratitude was. "Do you think the 3 UCLA basketball players will say thank you, President Trump? They were headed for 10 years in jail," the president tweeted. During his visit to Beijing last week, Fox News confirmed that Trump personally asked Xi to help resolve the case. The 3 players arrived at Los Angeles International Airport late Tuesday afternoon, while the rest of their team returned to the U.S. on Saturday. The team was playing their season-opening game against Georgia Tech in Shanghai on Saturday, and won the game 63-60. Now, maybe these young men were in shock after their ordeal and simply forgot to add President Xi in their notes, but someone should have caught it. These basketball players were caught stealing from another country, and if it were not for President Trump, they would still be sitting in China. At the very least, these guys should have apologized and thanked President Xi for working with Trump so they can go home and get back to school. Hopefully, this entire ordeal will wake these kids up, and they will stop taking property that doesn't belong to them and become productive members of society.